All right, we're on. Happy 2022, Crank and Plankers. Now, Vade and I are going to talk to you briefly about our February. Can't believe it's February already, but what we have planned for February. So shouldn't take us very long. So I'm going to turn the cycle portion over to Nevada, and then I will pick up your plank portion.
Okay, I'm going to try to share my screen, Robin. So if this
Okay.
doesn't work, let me know.
Okay.
If you can see my screen. You may have to share your screen.
Let me see if I'm going to do multiple participants. All right, I just did that and see what happens.
Okay. I think it's going to work.
Yep.
Can you see the velodrome?
I can.
Awesome. Okay. This week or this next month, you guys, we're going to be doing what's called the velodrome. And this is already posted on the website. So you can look at this picture and it'll give you a little bit of a better idea than me just trying to explain. Some of you probably already know what a velodrome is, you know what it's all about. But just in case, this is the picture that we're going to reference for this workout. In the beginning and at the end of the cycle portion, you're going to have what's called a scratch race. And in a scratch race, the goal is to not get scratched. And what it means when you get scratched is you get lapped. So if you look at this picture, these guys in the front, this is the peloton. So these are the leaders of the group. And if these guys get around the circle and overtake these two guys, then those two guys are out. So your goal, you're going to be one of these two guys back here. Your goal is to not allow this group of cyclists to overcome you. The thing about being in this peloton is they're quicker because they got drafting on their side. So back here, these guys are a little bit slower because they're out there by themselves. So your goal in the scratch race is to not get overcome. So if we look at the profile, the beginning, you have this scratch race. It is a 1 minute breathless. I mean, you're going all out. The final 10 seconds, you're going to sprint. Just imagine that this group of guys are right up on your tail and there's 10 seconds left and you're trying to get out in front and beyond that finish line before they overcome you to prevent yourself from getting scratched. You'll make sure that the participants in your class will start their stage timer, 3, 2, 1, go, 60 seconds with 50 seconds being all out hard. And then 10 seconds is a just as hard as you can go sprint. Then you'll look at that average power. They'll want to remember that average power because in the end of the cycle portion, you'll repeat the scratch race and you want to try to meet or beat what you got the first time for average power. Is there anything else, Robin, that would make that easier to understand? What did I leave out?
I don't think anything. I think it's pretty. Yeah, I think it's pretty clear. Yeah.
What makes it really challenging to meet or beat is, of course, the stuff in the middle. So you've got the scratch race. You're going to recover for 1 minute. Then you're going to do the middle of the workout, which includes 5-second sprint, then 25 seconds, you're going to hold power. Your feet are going to slow down during that 25 seconds, but you're not going to turn the resistance knob to the left. You're going to try to hold power. So your RPMs up here may be in the 90s, maybe even close to 100. Make sure they're not just spinning out. You want them to have, power to push here. And then they come back with that 25 seconds, hold that power, feet slow down, gather yourself, get ready to come back to that 5-second sprint. So it's 5:25, 5:25. You're going to do that for a total of 16 rounds, but you're going to give them a 1 minute break after round 8, and then come back and finish the final 8. Then you've got those 16 done. You give them a 1 minute break, and then it's time to go through that scratch race again. So what you'll want to do is paint them the picture of this velodrome and let them know that they're these guys back here. A lot of times when we coach in class, we're talking about being in the front or being near the front, But right now, they're just trying to save themselves back here in the back. And that's what the cycle portion looks like. So I'm going to stop my screen share and we're going back to Robin.
Cool. So I would say, let's talk about the cycle portion real quick. So they're basically, besides the scratch, take the scratch out, but the middle portion, the 5-second push all out, and then the 25-second hold, they're basically working at a 9 or a 10 and then trying to hold on to probably an 8 or 9. And you're doing that for 8 rounds before you get a break. So if you guys are describing perceived radio exertion, make sure you use that so that you're not coming in and holding and going down to a 6. You are going to push as hard as you can, pick your speed up, and then hang back in. So it's similar to the sprint settle that we did in the very beginning. And without the surge and without that 30-second recovery afterwards. So you're going 5 seconds, 9, 10, 25 seconds, 8-ish, 9-ish, 5 seconds, 9, 10, 25 seconds, 8-ish, 9-ish, before you ever get a break. Yes?
Yes, and that makes, I'm sorry, my dogs are barking. That makes things really challenging to be able to survive that. She's like all mad now. I'm gonna have to mute. Robin, keep talking.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about those 8 rounds should be hard because you're not getting any recovery. Then you get 1 minute recovery, and then you hit it again 8 times, and then you get recovery. All right. So moving on, we're gonna go into the plank portion. So it's pretty simple. It's just nothing fancy this month. It's 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds rest, 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds rest. So you have 4 exercises. You're going to do 3 rounds of that. So I did already put it on the website. I guess I could get real fancy and try to pull it up, but I just don't think I can do that right now, Nevada. I just don't know that I can. Wait, you know what? You could.
Try?
Yeah, you do it since you're already in the mode. Now I lost my I can't even see myself now. Where did I go? You know, y'all, some days there I am. Some days are just gonna be that way. Okay, I put it on the plank content, Nevada.
All right.
And then scroll down. There we go. And so I will demonstrate these because some of these are going to need like a little more than just whatever. But so you've got those first 4, 1 through 4. You've got sumo squat, pivot lunge, a tabletop hover, or you can call it baby bear, whatever you want to call it, a glute bridge reach, and a dead bug. So you've got 4 of those. You're going to repeat those 4 3 times. So you'll go sumo squat, pivot, 45 seconds, 15-second break, which honestly, the 15 seconds is used to transition to the next exercise. So it's not like a break where you just lay there, you're moving to the next exercise. So you'll go through it 4 times. So let me see if I can set myself up. I'm at home, so Lord knows what you might see is just, forgive me. All right, so it's gonna be more important that you can see my feet than anything. So we're gonna start. Can you see my feet, Nevada?
Yes, I gotcha.
All right, so we're going to start like in a sumo squat position. So our toes are turned down, our knees are in the same direction as our toes. Here, you may take it a little bit wider. So we're going to squat into a sumo, and then we're going to pivot this leg, pivot into a lunge. So it's
Hey, Robin, take 1 step back.
1 step back. All right.
Yep. Now I see those cute shoes. There they are.
There they are. So a squat, pivot, squat, pivot. So you're rotating. You got to make sure you pivot that back foot so that it doesn't get stuck. You don't twerk that knee. So squat, pivot, squat, pivot. So it's constant movement for 45 seconds. Okay. So that next move is, I got it pulled up on here so I don't forget. That next move is a tabletop or hover, baby bear, whatever you like to call it. So can you see me, Nevada?
I got you. Yep.
All right. So my knees, see how my knees are hovering? Yes.
Yep.
So I'm in this hovering, your core is in tight, your back's not sagging, so you're like a little tabletop. You're gonna do a little shoulder tap, drop the knees, come back up. Other side, shoulder tap, drop the knees, come back up. Shoulder tap, drop the knees, shoulder tap, drop the knees. And of course, it's there 45 seconds. So if they're like, holy heck, I can't do that for 45 seconds, then they do shoulder tap, whatever, take a little break, whatever they need. Instead of 45 seconds, they can work as hard as they want or whatever, okay? Then your next move is a glute bridge reach. So I'll show it to you from the side. Can you see me, Nevada? So hard
Still
to
got
see.
you.
I'm like teeny tiny at the top. All right, so I'm in a glute bridge position. I'm gonna pull my heels as close as I can to my booty, okay? I'm gonna come up into that, lift those hips as tall, and I'm gonna take my hand, reach over and across. So I'm going to cross that transverse plane here. So it's glute bridge, reach across the opposite arm, down. Glute bridge, reach across with the opposite arm, here. Boom. So you're getting back of the body and you're getting transverse plane there. And then our last one, the good and easy transition from that, because they can actually just go and rest for a second. They're going to go into dead bug, which make sure I have room. So you're here, that's alternating arm, alternating leg here. So just up, core is in tight, making sure that head and neck are in alignment. The goal being keep this as stable as possible, like there's a little cup of hot tea on your, and you're trying not to spill it here, okay? So those are your 4 exercises. You go through that 45, 15 break, 45, 15, 45, 15, repeat 3 times. That's 3 times, okay? Yes? All right, and then our finisher, so that should take you 12 minutes or a little over 12 minutes by the time you've explained. Your finisher is just a 3-minute AMRAP, so that's quick and easy. They just want to hit it as hard as they can. It's only 2 moves that they're going to go through for 3 minutes. So that first move, I'm going to start on my side. Can you see me, Nevada? I think you can.
Yep.
So starting on the side, Q, lift the rib cage, because this is the first thing they want to do, right? So lift the rib cage, core is nice and tight so that they're working those obliques. Your feet are together here. And so rather than our typical clamshell where we're just working outer thigh, this is going to get all of this. So I'm going to lift, open, come back down. So lift to a plank. So basically a side plank. Yes. Close back down. Side plank, close back down. You've got 5 on each side. So I'll go 5, flip to the other side, do 5. All right. When you finish that exercise, your next exercise is, totally forgot what it is. Oh, yeah. One to just make you work a little bit. It's just a half burpee. So your half burpee is plank position here, feet come in. Plank position, feet come in. You have 10 of those. So here, boom, someone could be knees. They can step in here, step back out. They can hit this as quick as they want to, but really being mindful of that back, because what happens a lot of times, people hop out and their back goes whoosh like that. So make sure they're engaging the core. If you see their back sagging, go tell them, keep them from doing it. So that's just 3 minutes. You'll just go through that as many rounds as possible. 5 clamshells on each side for a total of 10. 10 half burpees, 3 minutes, you're done. So core section minus the description and the talk is 15 minutes.
Okay, I want to know, Robin, how do you cue your dead bug to prevent people from arching their lower back?
Yep.
Tell me how you do that, because I'm struggling with that in my YGT classes. How do you cue? What are the things that you say to keep that lower back pressed against the floor? What is it? How do you say it?
I would set them up, first of all, knees right over hips. So their knees are going to stay over the hips. Draw their belly in so that their back pushes into the mat, okay? Let them keep it that way. Even if you have to get them at first just to try the arms and then add the legs. But when they add the legs, that's when they have the tendency to want to come up. So keeping that core in tight. If they want to do it more at an angle, because maybe they have some low back issues and that just always wants to arch, then they can always do this dead bug at an angle here. But since you're keeping one leg in, it should help keep them from arching through there. So draw that belly in and don't let that back come up. Did that help?
It did. That's one of the hardest things for me to cue, because I mean, I don't want to be some strange person putting my hands in a weird spot or whatever. I want to make sure that I can say it without, necessarily putting my hands all over somebody and making them uncomfortable and me uncomfortable. So that cueing is so important, to make sure they're not compensating with a different muscle group and taking away from what you're trying to do with that core.
Absolutely.
So that'll help.
And if you guys see their back arching, like you can visibly see it happening, then go over to them and say, hey, do me a favor. I'm seeing some arch. I'm seeing a little more space between your back and the floor that I want. So draw your navel in, even if you have to tuck your tailbone a little bit, take the space away from your back and the floor. And that should help. And then make sure on those clams, they're going to want to sink into that. They're lifting up, pulling that weight off the shoulder and lifting that rib cage.
Good stuff.
All right. So if you guys have any questions, shoot us an email or a text or whatever you need to do. We're here. Let us know how it goes. Keep doing what you're doing. And I think that's it.
Yep. Visit the website. The thing is updated. So make sure y'all are paying attention on the website, on the calendar. You can see upcoming training plans and things that are happening.
Awesome. So you guys should be finishing up on your FTPs this week and Monday, and then you can start this, I think, Tuesday, because that's the first, right? I believe so.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yep.
All right, kids, go out there and kill it. Also, we have some perceived rate of exertion charts coming to you that I'm going to try to get to your branches pretty soon. It's the one that was in our manual, and it's beautiful. Like you can see the red, the orange, you can see the colors. So you can really even cue to the colors if you need to. So, all right. I'm going to say peace out.